Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's a really exciting day because look what arrived. This is the massive PR package by Huda Beauty. They sent me the Easy Bake Setting Spray along with their base collection. Thank you to the team at Huda Beauty for sending this across. I was absolutely thrilled to receive this, and most of you wanted me to review this collection, so that's what I'll be doing today. I'll be talking about the entire base products, applying that on my face, and as always, I'll give you my honest, unfiltered thoughts. So let's get started. Alright, so here's everything we're going to be looking at today. We have the Easy Blur Primer, the Easy Blur Foundation in the shade 400G Macchiato, the newly packaged Easy Bake Setting Powder in the shade Peach Pie, and not to forget the Easy Bake Setting Spray, which comes in two sizes, 100 ml and 30 ml. Unfortunately, my Huda Beauty concealer has completely run out, so I'll be using another one that I use on the daily, and I'll also be adding a blush from her blush filter range to try on today as well. Before we get started, let me just remove these glasses, and yeah, I'm looking a bit tired today because it's one of those days. Anyway, let's start off with the Easy Blur Primer. I have been using this quite a bit. I also have one in my makeup kit for my clients. This claims to give a smooth canvas for makeup, and it also helps blur pores. And the way I apply it is just over here where I feel I've got maximum pores. And I really remember loving this finish on the skin. When this had first launched, I'd also done a deep dive review on it. So don't forget to check that video out, which I'll link up here. I apply some to my smile lines and I just tap it in rather than blending it out too much, and also some just on the lines up there. So this is the way I like to apply it on places where I need it. And then I go in with Huda's Jelly Primer, which is a hydrating one, and I apply this to the rest of my face. So basically it hydrates where I need it, and it also blurs my pores. And this is how I get the best of two worlds. Just my thoughts on the primer. Don't expect it to give you like a Botox effect. It'll only work based on your skin type. Now let's move on to foundation. This is the Easy Blur Foundation in the shade 400G Macchiato. The packaging is really sleek. So this is supposed to be a weightless, comfortable and buildable blur as well. This will aid in blurring out the skin even more. So I just like taking a small amount first. And it is supposed to give you a medium buildable coverage in my opinion. So it's not too glowy and not too matte. I'm going to be using the base brush by Huda Beauty. You can see that this brush is extremely dense, so that'll give you added coverage. And now let me show you how beautifully it applies the foundation. See how easily it's getting buffed into the skin? In my opinion, it's not just the products, but it's actually the tools that you're using that makes a big difference too. And look at that shade match. Like this one is perfect for me. I always start off less and then build up more, because if you go with a heavy hand, it'll be hard to get rid of the foundation that you've applied. And you can see that I completely avoided the under eye area. That is what I do with all my foundations to prevent any creasing. Since my hyperpigmentation is fading slowly, if you want to know that skincare routine, please leave a comment. I feel that a orange corrector doesn't suit me anymore, so I'm going in with a faux filter corrector in the shade Peach. The foundation did such a brilliant job in covering all those marks. I'm just going to be applying this underneath my eye. With correctors, always start with less product first, because this is not aimed at giving you coverage. It is aimed to get rid of any discoloration. So keep that in mind when applying correctors. And now I'm using the Jessup F03 brush, and I'm just going to be dabbing it in place first. Avoid any lines underneath the eye because that will prevent further creasing. And in this way, you'll be more in control of what product is going underneath your eye. So again, my technique is to apply it at the inner corner because that's where most discoloration is. And then blend that out. Look at that. That's just stunning. I just realized I've got more foundation on my hand. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to apply it slightly more where I need it. Now I'll just apply a bit of concealer underneath my eye. I don't need to apply any on my face because that's really hidden away. And again, I like to turn the applicator at an angle. And now I'll just dab that in like I did my corrector. If you want added coverage from your concealer, leave it for 30 seconds or more. And we're getting done with the base really quickly. I will say that the only thing I don't like of this corrector is the packaging because it tends to leak a lot and there's a lot of product wastage. So I hope the Huda Beauty team can fix this up for us, as I've heard many people struggling with this issue. Before entering into our powder stage, I would suggest that you wait for your foundation and concealer to dry up just a bit before going in with your powder. This will prevent further patchiness and your skin won't look like all the moisture is sucked out of it immediately. Plus, if you have any product settling in your lines, you'll be able to blend it out before you can apply your powder. So I'm just going to be using the fan now to dry out my skin a bit. This feels amazing. So now we're going to be going in with this newly packaged Huda Beauty powder in the shade Peach Pie. We're going to be using this product to set our under eyes and also the rest of the face. I personally love the scent in this product. I know many of you don't. So this is the product. This powder is literally a cult favorite. And in summer, I like to use the shade Banana Bread too. This is super finely milled and it really locks everything in place without looking cakey. I like to press the powder just slightly underneath the eyes. This just gives it a beautifully blurred effect. And again, I'm applying powder to the places where I actually need it. So I like using this shade for under eye brightening. And then I just lightly dust it all over the face to prevent any creasing. This will help me control any shine during the day. Now I'm just going to be using her blush filter in the shade Strawberry Cream. And if you saw the way I applied powder, I avoided my cheeks because of this reason. I prefer applying cream and liquids together because sometimes if you apply cream over powders, they can get blotchy. It doesn't blend and it looks really weird. I'm not a huge blush fan. This is the amount I sort of like showing up on my skin. This blush does give you a beautiful filtered look. I really love using this shade on the skin. And now this is the moment we've all been waiting for. This is the star of the show, the Easy Bake Setting Spray. Huda Beauty claim that they have put the Huda Beauty powder in a spray bottle. So let's see what it actually does. They say that they have really perfected the formula. And these are the features of the product. It gives you a 16-hour blur and set. It helps blurs your pores. It is transfer and sweat proof, which is great, especially for anyone who's going into summer right now. It helps mattify the skin. Now that's a bit of a worry because my skin leans towards normal to dry. So let's see how that works. And it also gives you an airbrush finish. It also says at the back of the bottle that it contains rice starch, niacinamide, hyaluronic acids, it's alcohol free and fragrance free. So that is really amazing. And it's made in Italy. So far it's sounding great. The way you need to use it is you need to shake the bottle up first and then you'll see the blurring effect all day. So let's try and do that now. So I'm opening up the bottle, giving it a good shake. And let's spray it. Okay, the mist felt really soft. There's really no fragrance like it mentioned. It's not a burst of water in the face or setting spray on the face. And it has given like an even spray as well. Now I'd like to press in with my foundation brush just to set it in place. And now I'm just letting it dry out because my battery has died here. I need to charge it. I did not realize that until now. Okay, that feels fairly dry on the skin. It's not feeling too wet or too heavy or too gluggy. It just feels like I've not applied any foundation or setting spray on the skin. So it's pretty lightweight and it does feel quite refreshing. And my skin is looking pretty good. Like if you have already deep set lines and wrinkles, don't expect miracles. I'm just going to be honest with you because it's not going to work. Now let's test the transfer proof claim. I'm going to gently press this tissue on my face. I've got the foundation, blush, concealer and everything. Look at that. It's not budged at all. What? Okay, let's try that again. This is the clean side. Just turning that over. No cuts. Look at that. How? A setting spray doing this? There's literally no transfer at all. I know I can trust Huda Beauty with her claims, but this is like next level. Imagine getting a blurred out effect and it being transfer proof too. And the mattifying claim, I can say for us dry skin girls, it's not feeling dry at all. It feels completely normal. It doesn't seem to have changed the way my skin feels. No cakiness. So that's an added bonus. So just to recap, the Huda Beauty setting spray comes in two sizes. One is a 30 ml and the other one is 100 ml. These will be available in store starting from 28th March 2025. And this big one will retail for 31 USD and the mini size will retail for 17 USD, 15 pounds or 18 euros. So it's just great that they're offering two different sizes based on your traveling needs and even on your budget. So here are my final thoughts on the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Setting Spray and also the base collection. Overall, I'm really impressed with what I've got on my skin. As a brown skin girl, I find it really hard to get brands to match my skin tone and to deliver what I actually need. And I feel that Huda Beauty somehow manages to get it right for us brown skin girls. The setting spray really lives up to a lot of its claims. The blurring effect is really noticeable, but again, don't expect it to be a filter, but expect a soft airbrush finish. It does lock up your makeup in place. And as you saw, there was no transfer at all. If you're someone who's really struggling to get your makeup to sit all day, and if you want that long-lasting matte airbrush finish, this entire collection will do that just for you. I honestly think the setting sprays are worth checking out. The primer and foundation work extremely well to give you that soft, smooth, blurred out face. And as you know, the 4-filter corrector is an absolute staple in my collection. And please don't forget about investing in your tools. This face brush is great because it's dense, like I mentioned, and it also applies the product seamlessly. So you won't be wasting too much time on your base routine. Honestly, this setting spray is a great addition to the Huda Beauty lineup. It's very easy to spray on the skin. You can travel with the mini size. So don't forget that these will be available starting March 28th. So that's it for today's review, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the Huda Beauty collection. Let me know in the comments if you would love to try these products and if you're actually excited to try the new setting spray. And as always, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you again in my next video. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Have a good one. Bye.